Standard drinks.
When you understand how a standard drink is measured, you can estimate the intoxication levels of your patrons. You can also make an assessment as to when the customer has had one too many. With this knowledge, you can learn to control your own alcohol consumption and learn to become a more responsible drinker.
The standard drink scale indicates the amount of pure alcohol found in each serving. One standard drink contains approximately 10 ml of pure alcohol. In Victoria, this serving is called a pot. Other states use terms such as middy. A pint glass is twice as large and therefore is more than one standard drink. The amount of standard drinks is sometimes printed on the label. One standard drink is equal to the following: 285 ml of full strength beer at 4.9% alcohol by volume. 375 ml of light beer at 3.5% alcohol by volume. 3/4 of a bottle of alcoholic soda, that's approximately 330 ml at 5.5% alcohol by volume. 100 ml of table wine, either red or white, at 12% alcohol by volume. One mixed drink with 30 ml of spirit at 40% alcohol by volume, plus a mixer. One nip or shot of spirit, be it bourbon, vodka or scotch, measured at 40% alcohol by volume. There are two recognised methods of measuring the amount of alcohol in any drink. Method 1. The Gay-Lussac method is calculated from 1 to 100% and is termed alcohol by volume. The example of a whisky at 40% alcohol by volume illustrates that 40% of the contents of the bottle is pure alcohol. Method 2. The proof method. The proof method is mainly used by the USA and is rated on a scale of 0 to 200%. This bottle of Wild Turkey bourbon is labelled at 101% proof and contains 50.5% pure alcohol.
When pouring spirits or liqueurs, use a measure such as a shot glass or an automatic dispenser to calculate a standard drink. The nozzle fitted to the bottle will control the flow. The amount poured is then accurate and consistent. It will ensure your customers receive value for money and also prevent them from complaining about the strength of your drink.
Signs of intoxication. The footage you're about to watch was recorded under guided supervision with a controlled environment. Asset TAFE does not condone or endorse this behaviour. These actors are trained professionals. Do not try this at home. Chris Staley, age 30, nickname 2 Pots. Monica Weston, age, don't ask, nickname The Stayer. Intoxication coordinators gave Chris and Monica 3 hours to consume as much alcohol as possible. Drinks would only be served as long as the subjects could physically sustain themselves. Subjects were interviewed at 20-minute intervals and asked a series of questions. These were our findings.
I'm feeling pretty good. Bit nervous, bit shaky, bit hungry. Wouldn't mind a beer.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm looking forward to a drink. I'm a bit hot, a bit hungry, but definitely looking forward to a drink.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The early warning signs included reaction time slowing down.
That sort of half-pissed feeling that I think I could probably drive okay, but at a push I probably would.
I've had maybe 4 or 5 drinks. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog again.
Judgment's becoming impaired.
I'm leaning against the bar now. It's my life support.
Inhibitions becoming relaxed and a steady decrease in coordination.
What was the question?
I think I've had about 10 drinks, I suppose. I wouldn't drive home right now. No, there'd be no way. I'd be like, first taxi, no worries.
Towards the end, it was Chris who began to lose track of how many drinks he had consumed.
I think about 10, no, like 12 or something.
I feel very drunk. I've probably had 10 or more drinks.
Both subjects displayed noticeable changes in behaviour. These included becoming loud and disorderly, suddenly becoming bad-tempered or aggressive, annoying other customers and slurring and making mistakes in speech.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and I'm gonna get it every time, but it's no reflection of my driving prowess.
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy brown whatever.
Both Chris and Monica lost the ability to judge their own actions and as a result began losing control. Both made silly or inappropriate statements and both continued to drink faster. General clumsiness included spilling drinks, difficulty in picking up change, and both subjects began bumping into furniture and other patrons. The smell of alcohol. The smell of alcohol is an important indicator. Just because someone has slurred speech or lacks coordination doesn't mean they are intoxicated. They may well have a disability. Many laws prohibit discrimination and require all people to have full access to the full range of social and cultural activities. Efforts need to be made to avoid causing any embarrassment or make derogatory remarks.
These are just some of the changes in behaviour that can be caused by intoxication. Always be aware of the changes in the emotional and physical state of customers, as well as noise levels and the frequency of drink purchases.
While working, you may have to decline a customer who requests a drink to be dispensed in an erratic or excessive manner. Laybacks, test tubes, yard glasses, shooters and spirit jugs all encourage irresponsible consumption by exceeding the standard amounts and accelerating the rate of drinking. Patrons drinking in this manner will generally have less control over the alcohol and less control over themselves. These methods should be discouraged and refused. Mixing drinks, ordering multiple shots or train drinking one after the other are all signs of erratic or irresponsible consumption. This may lead to aggressive behaviour as patrons beginning to lose their inhibitions and become more prone to violent outbursts. Picking these early warning signs can prevent an incident from occurring even before it begins.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. You understand you just can't do that? Yeah.
This method of harm minimisation protects the establishment, staff, and protects the public interest. House policy. Your venue will have a procedure on how to deal with intoxicated patrons, and you should ask your supervisor what it entails before you start work. Keep in mind that whatever the venue's individual policy, it is illegal for you to sell alcohol to a patron who is already intoxicated. Refusing to serve an intoxicated patron more alcohol is not an easy task and requires diplomacy and discretion. However, here are some methods on how you might go about refusing to serve alcohol to an intoxicated patron. Try to deflect responsibility not to serve alcohol to the patron away from you and on to management. Quoting the house policy best does this, for example.
The house policy actually says I can't serve you anymore.
No, mate, I'm fine, mate. One more beer.
I've got no worries with that, but actually the house policy of this establishment says that I cannot serve you anymore. So how about, we've had a good night, we leave now.
Or use the law.
The law actually says that I can't serve you anymore. I'm sorry about that.
I'm all right, mate. I'm not drunk.
Nah, I've got no worries about it, but the law actually says that I can't serve you. I could get into trouble, I could lose my job, I could get in trouble with the law. So I don't want any of that sort of stuff. So we've had a good day. How about we call it a night, eh?
Suggest alternatives to alcohol such as orange juice or a packet of chips.
Speak to intoxicated patrons the way you would any other customer. This will help to keep them calm and keep you in control of the situation. Speaking to them rudely will only aggravate the situation.
Having identified an intoxicated patron, take the following steps when dealing with them. Remember the following 2 words. Take care. T. Tell early. Once you've identified a person as intoxicated, that is the time to act. A quiet word of warning can save big problems from occurring later. A. Avoid put-downs. Don't say things like,
Look, like stupid, mate, you're wasted.
"You've had too much." Don't belittle or scold the customer, especially in front of other people. Don't appear to be blaming them. K. Keep calm. Stay calm, stay in control. Plenty of good, open body language. E. Ever courteous. Say things like,
Actually, the house policy of this establishment says that I cannot serve you anymore.
"I'm sorry, if I serve you another drink, I'd be breaking the law. I'm sorry, if I serve you another drink, I'd lose my job. I'm concerned about your safety," or, "If I serve you another drink, I could be fined. If the police were to walk in now, my manager could receive a fine or lose his liquor licence." C. Clarify refusal. Clearly explain why service is being refused. A. Alternatives. Offer to call a taxi. Switch customers to water or non-alcohol drinks. R. Report. Make notes of any incidents. E. Echo. If the person is a regular or returns the next day, reinforce or discuss the previous situation with them. This is a good time, as the person is usually more receptive.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. You understand you just can't do that?
Yeah, no, mate, that's fair enough.
Everything goes well, everything's forgotten, and look, if you do that again, you won't be able to come back.
Yeah, no, look, again, mate, I apologise about last night's stuff.
Okay, so it's fine about that?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so it's all understood?
Yeah,
Great, thanks very much.
Thanks, mate.
Bye.
Yeah.
You must be aware of any action required to maintain security or resolve an incident in your venue. This can be assisting intoxicated patrons to safely leave the premises, to refusal of entry, and verbal warning. In some situations, you may need to step outside of your specific roles to ensure the safety of your patrons. You may need to assist an intoxicated patron to a taxi to ensure that they have a safe and reliable form of transportation. This all falls under the duty of care you have for the patrons and staff at your venue.
Underage drinking. Another group of customers who may be refused service are those without appropriate proof of age. There are only 4 acceptable types of identification: a passport, a state-issued driver's licence, a proof of age card, or a Commonwealth key pass. In Victoria, a learner's permit is also a valid form of identification. More details can be found in your workbook. When checking an ID, look for individual features such as moles or freckles, not just hairstyle or eye colour. Check the ID for bumps, which may indicate a photo has been replaced.
Identify reporting processes. Any incident that occurs in your venue, whether it is use of force or a visit by authorities, needs to be reported using the correct organisational procedures. Depending on the situation, this could be anything from completing police reports, maintaining an incident register, or recording security risks and incident details. There will be a chain of command amongst the staff at your workplace. You must be aware of your position and role within this chain, and always do your best to assist your colleagues in any way you can. If you are unsure of the position of authority of yourself or a colleague, check with your supervisor. There will be certain communication channels and modes used in your workplace that you will need to be aware of. Formal communication paths, organisational networks, electronic communication and hand signals may all be used in your workplace. If you are unfamiliar with any of these, ask your colleagues or supervisor for assistance. Some of these channels and modes may require the use of communication equipment, such as mobile phones, two-way radio and public address systems. This equipment will vary depending on your role and workplace.